Once again, I'm just taking my time, just looking for the best foot hold. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where I put my foot down without slipping, like that. Right, so I've just got to wade across the shallow part of this bit stream now, then start going back along past the wooden marker post again towards the old mill gill house. Right, so just wade across this shallow bit water now. Hopefully we're not falling over. So if any of the rocks move under your feet. Right, this is all cakey mud as well. And down the other side. So you could easily slip on your ass going down here, I tell you. This is the kind of muddy path I slipped down on my ass at Rutterforce waterfall, so I'm just taking my time. So I didn't do the same again. I grab out of this tree. I'm alright when I've got a hold of a bit of a tree branch or something to steady it. Right, back down on the flat now. So now it's just a case of retracing my steps back along past all the waterfalls. You can see a big debris catcher just over the river there. It's got bits of old pallets hanging down on chains, from chains on an old telegraph pole that they've put across the river. Well, Paddock Beck. I keep calling it a river, but it's a beck. But with the sun being out, it's nice and pleasant. That bit cold breeze first thing in the morning is gone now. It's really, really pleasant to walk along. Right, the question is, do I go all the way back down the way I came, or should I go up there onto Low Straits Lane and go down that way? But there's nothing nice to see because you're in between two walls and you're just on a farmer's stone track. I mean, you've got your views up to the hills further up on the left, high up, but you don't see much. Just look at that one cow up there by itself, white with brown spots. Right, back past this marker post that's pointing up there to go to Helm. I've never gone up there, I've never gone up that path to wherever the hole in the wall is, where you go over to Helm. I've walked along this path many times, but I've never gone up there towards that path to Helm. You know, H-E-L-M, Helm up there. Right, back up the steps in the wall here and through the spring-loaded gate. Oh, more tea vicar. Just use the gate to keep a hold of there to step down. Right, back up this bit of a slippy mud bit. And that's where that ford is to cross over but most of the time the river's running too fast and deep for it to get out of there. So you've got to give that a miss. But it's typical in Yorkshire, you walk along the fields here and there's just loads of little ponds dotted about all over. Every field that you look in is either 1 or 2 ponds. The little 50-foot square ones, mostly. Right, back through the gap in the wall and then continue back down to the mill gill house. The old mill gill. But whenever I look over there towards that big hill, it's quite flat on the top. It just reminds me of in South Africa, the flat top rock. I just was going to say its name, but tabletop mountain or something like that it's called in South Africa. Right, squeeze through this gap in the wall again. Whoa. Right, watch my camera doesn't bash off the rocks. It's quite a high step down and all on this one. So heading back down towards the old mill. Be canny little place to camp, just right, just right next to the water's edge. We've got the cover of the trees above you. So you've got your water sources. A bit of a weir drop there, 3 to 4 foot drop, just down below there. Nice. So there's plenty water features to see on this walk. Plenty. Makes it well worth driving through from South Shields to come and see them all. But Corn used to love walking along here with me. He knew exactly where we were going, so he used to run ahead and take every path that he knew I was going to be taking. So that's how well trained he was and how many walks that he'd done with us. And obviously we would have been peeing on every tree and bits of tuft of grass anyway, so his scent would have been everywhere. I can hear a quad bike, so the farmers must be across the road somewhere. Is it a quad bike or is it a plane? Or is it maybe I think it's maybe a helicopter. Could be mountain rescue, somebody in dire straits. Right. Right, decision time. Down there over the bridge and then up there onto Low Straits Lane, or just continue back the way I came. But the most picturesque is back the way I came, so instead of just walking along a stone track for about 1.5 miles, I'd rather walk across country again. Keep close to the water's edge. So I'll just go back the way I came, and that way I'll just leave me recording on this battery till it runs out, because I've filmed coming here. So the only good thing about filming on the way back is you see things, because you're looking in the opposite direction, what you might have missed on the way here. So that's why I tend to leave it recording instead of switching off. And once again, like I say, if you're recording constantly and a deer runs out in front of you, you'll capture it. Right, through this turnstile gate again. And this is the start of where the water goes down towards Mill Gill Force Waterfall from here. Right, through the spring load, there's a load of walkers there. So that's where the path must come through. I was wondering where the path was leading across. Alright, so the path must take you through that gate past this old farmhouse barn thing. Because you can see where people have cut across the grass there and gone through the hole in the wall to the left of that gate. That's where they're going. So that's where that couple that I was talking to when I first left the church, they must have went up to Whitfield and then come back that way and went across the fields. So I wonder if that's the pathway that you take to go to Helm and all, that way. But that's the first time I've seen people on that pathway cutting across the grass. Squeezing the dog through the skinny gap in the wall. You see its tail gone 20 to the dozen. There's 2 more people here. Hiya. Are you going to Whitfield Force Waterfall? Sorry? Are you going to Whitfield Force Waterfall?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, but it's a scramble to get to it.
Is it?
Yeah. The only way you'll get to see it properly is don't go the top path, because you can't see through all the trees. So as you're going along the pathway towards it, you get to where there's a dead tree that's been hit by lightning. That's what it looks like. Okay. Just as you pass that dead tree, there's a path starts going off down to your right, which will take you down to the edge of the beck. Then follow along the edge of the beck, you know, and that'll take you right to the waterfall. Toronto. Right. Right, so they've gone through the gap in the wall, they've headed across to the left, the next gate on the left. So the pathway must cut across that field in front of them and then drop down on either side through the walls. There must be constant turnstiles to go through. Right, so they've come through the gap in the wall here with a spring-loaded gate. They've come over here and then cut across the field to go towards that old abandoned farm. Yeah, they're starting to go across the field there now. So they must be going to Helm, H-E-L-M. And maybe from there cut across to Bainbridge, over the bridge. You hear the water running through the channel just over that wall. Gets faster and faster and then drops down over the waterfall. Our first video, the first one. but the views are stunning. Right, so they've cut across this field, they've gone through the gap in the wall there, just to the left of that metal gate. They've gone off to the left, through that gate or a turnstile there, and they'll start to go up and over the hill. So I'm getting a bit of an insight as to other pathways across here that I've never done before. It's just down to that little village called Helm, H-E-L-M, Helm. Right through this spring-loaded gate. Then just follow the wall right the way along and keep going through the spring-loaded gates. Again. I'm just looking for some really nice long grass that's not wet, and I can wipe my sleeve. Oh, it's starting to dry there now. It is a waterproof jacket, so it's just starting to dry with the heat off my body probably. Right. Hop. Right, along to the next spring-loaded gate. And all these dead leaves, white alum mud off your boots as well. We're getting back in the car. And I'll have a nice pleasant drive back to South Shields. I've got some memory that I've bidden on eBay as well, and I think it finishes at 3:15 this afternoon, so I'll get back hopefully in time for that, and I'll just increase my bid. So hopefully win. It's for me machine I'm using now, which is running DDR3 memory sticks. And I've got some in there, but it's only running at 1866, and the memory is 4 sticks, 16 gig. It was started bidding at £1, so I thought, oh well, I need to upgrade mine a little bit more now. So for that price, I'll bid on it. 4 sticks of 4, give you 16 gig. That's all you need. Just to upgrade my machine that I'm using now, because I haven't used it for ages. And it is quite a good little board. It's the